everyone, I'm Ilinka Vartik and you're watching the new video tutorial on pianocareeracademy.com as part of my holistic piano coaching program. If you're not happy with your technical skills and you're tired of playing endless boring finger exercises without seeing any results, if you want to transform your technique and your expressive skills in a fun, productive and enjoyable manner, plus learn how to play with professional ease, fluidity, power and brilliance, then I have good news for you. Today I'm launching a new project that I'm really excited about. It's entitled How to Practice Piano Scales and Arpeggios, the Art Behind the Exercise. And it's a holistic, step-by-step practice guide dedicated to the art of practicing scales according to the system and methodical order we use in the Russian piano school for shaping the outstanding results that you see in the performance of great pianists. In today's introductory lesson, I'm going to tell you why we need to practice scales in the first place and what are the benefits of piano scales and arpeggios. But before diving into this most important topic, I want to share with you a few more details about this entire project. Our scale series will consist of more than 80 lessons structured as progressive episodes. Moreover, we'll be advancing simultaneously on 3 levels, which means that beginner lesson 1, intermediate lesson 1 and advanced lesson 1 will be live at the same time, and then we'll continue to move forward on each level in a progressive manner. This tutorial is addressed not only to piano students and enthusiasts of all ages and skill levels, but also to piano teachers who want to discover the professional principles of the Russian piano school. Today's introductory lesson will be available on YouTube, and you can find all the other step-by-step episodes, including detailed downloadable scale charts, on my piano coaching program at pianocareeracademy.com. So, why do we need to practice scales, which seems so boring at first glance? Practicing scales in a systematic manner will improve 4 fundamental aspects of your pianistic skill set: your technique, your theoretical understanding of tonalities and your harmonic thinking, your hearing, and also your expressiveness. Now let's take a closer look at the technical benefits, because they are the main ones when it comes to scales. Incorporating scales in your daily practice routine is the most efficient shortcut to technical mastery and brilliance, and it's an indissoluble part of every great pianist's journey. Scales are the perfect piano warm-up. Besides developing your technique in a natural, harmonious way, scales will also prepare your arms, wrists and fingers for the practice to come. A proper warm-up is the most efficient productivity accelerator in musical performance, and it also reduces the risk of hand injuries, which can occur if you practice complicated pieces while your arm and hand muscles are still cold and stiff. A 15 to 30 minute warm-up is the perfect start for a great practice session. Practicing scales is the perfect way of developing the most important elements of piano technique: correct whole arm key attack, quality sound, freedom of motion, relaxed playing, stability and control, correct wrist action, finger strength, correct thumb crossings, which in fact are the cornerstone, the pivoting point around which revolves the entire piano technique. Dexterity, evenness, precision and speed. Coordination between both your hands and also between your hearing, your mind and your hands. Regular scale practice will help you to coordinate your inner hearing with your pianistic gestures, so that everything you imagine can be instantly transferred into actual physical movements that can bring out your intentions. Scale practice will help develop both your hands in an equal manner, which usually is a big problem because most people use one hand better than the other one. And you'll also notice that your ability to multitask will greatly improve as a result of regular scale practice. Scales are a true encyclopedia of pianistic technical patterns, of fingering formulas and positional blueprints that can be found in lots of pieces. Once you master these patterns, you'll empower your technical skills with a set of universal keys that can unlock most passages and crack the code, so to speak, of most technical difficulties. And naturally, each time you come across such a pattern in a piece, you'll be able to play it with ease without losing time and effort for learning it from scratch. Let me give you only a couple of examples. Classical music abounds in scales and scale-like patterns. Here is a fragment from the first movement of Mozart's Sonata in C major, Köchel 545. If you learned the C major and D minor scales before starting to practice this piece, you'll notice that you can play these passages without any problem because the formulas are already mastered. Here is how we start the solo part from Beethoven's Concerto No. 3 in C minor for piano and orchestra. Here, as you probably noticed, we had a C minor scale, the melodic variation. In Beethoven's Sonata Opus 27 No. 2 Moonlight, in the third movement, we have short arpeggios, first in C sharp minor, then in G sharp major, and so on. In romantic music, we can find lots of scale-like passages and patterns as well. For example, Schubert's Impromptu Opus 19 No. 2 is built on an E-flat major scale. And so on. In Schubert's Impromptu Opus 19 No. 4, on the other hand, we have a form of short arpeggios. Now let's take a look at a wonderful, impetuous chromatic scale from Chopin's Scherzo No. 1. Another great example of scales used in virtuosic romantic music is the ending of Chopin's Winter Wind Etude, Opus 25 No. 11. As you can see here, we have an A minor melodic scale. Another great example that I love is the combination of 4-note chords in the right hand with arpeggios in the left hand in Rachmaninoff's Prelude Opus 23 No. 5, the middle section. How can we forget the majestic, powerful chords from Rachmaninoff's famous Prelude, Opus 3 No. 2. Even if scales comprise the most important pianistic technical formulas, they do not cover the entire complexity of all the existing piano music. Still, they offer us a very stable foundation. Now that we made a very quick overview of the technical benefits of playing scales, let's see how these magical exercises can improve your hearing, your understanding of tonalities, and your expressiveness. We all know that we learn by doing. In other words, an ounce of action is worth a ton of theory. Musical theory is not an easy topic, and you'll never be able to grasp all these subtleties simply by reading books. Here is when scales come to our rescue. Scales teach us in a practical, not theoretical way, the system of modes and tonalities, and also the circle of fifths and fourths. We can even say that scales are the multiplication table of the musical language. Yes, we can learn by heart how many sharps or flats we have in a certain tonality, or why G major comes after C major in the circle of fifths, or why G minor is the parallel of B flat major, and so on. But only by applying this abstract knowledge to our practice, only by hearing and playing every note, only by feeling under our fingers the specific pianistic topography, of each tonality, we can transform it into real skill. Scales will help you to assimilate all this information without even trying. And after 1 or 2 years of practice, you'll know your way around tonalities like a true expert. Naturally, this type of practice will simultaneously develop your hearing and your harmonic thinking. You'll notice that you'll gradually acquire a deeper understanding of the performed pieces, that you'll hear all their harmonic nuances better, and that you'll have lots of revelations when listening to music. Now, even though scales are primarily technical exercises, they have tremendous expressive benefits as well. I'll mention only a few of them. If practiced correctly, scales will help you to master a wide range of articulation effects and dynamics. They will also improve your phrasing, your horizontal hearing and thinking, which are extremely important professional skills. In the Russian piano school, we always set a certain artistic goal before practicing a scale or an arpeggio. For example, we play a scale with a singing, deep, expressive legato, imitating the beautiful sound of the violin. Or we play it non-legato with a serious character, and we also make crescendo on the ascending movement. Or we play it staccato with a gracious, playful character. And so on. We'll talk more about these artistic goals in the next episodes, and now let's move to the most important thing. For enjoying all these technical and expressive benefits, you need to make sure that your scale practice is not missing one magical ingredient: quality. You could practice scales many hours per day, playing each variation hundreds of times. But if you're not practicing mindfully and correctly, your work will most likely be counterproductive. Remember that how we practice makes all the difference. By the way, to learn more about the professional secrets of correct practice, watch my video, The Key Principles of Correct Piano Practice. In a productive practice, every note and every run have to be played with awareness, in a focused manner, and your mind should always guide your fingers, and not the other way around, as it often happens with many students. From this results a mega benefit of scale playing. Correct scale practice is a great mental training, and it will improve your power of concentration, your awareness, your ability to focus on the task at hand, to be with your mind in the present moment. In other words, scales can be considered a wonderful piano meditation. You'll notice that it's impossible to play a scale or an arpeggio well if your mind is not super focused and always one step ahead. You'll also notice that if you practice mindfully, you'll not make as many mistakes. By the way, mistakes and wrong notes are a sure sign that you lost your concentration, and you'll also save time and increase your productivity. And now let's make a short conclusion. Scales and arpeggios are not a formal, boring exercise that benefits only your finger agility. If practiced correctly, they will transform your entire pianistic skill set, starting with your awareness, imagination, musical understanding and hearing, and reaching your technique in a very broad sense of this word, and your expressiveness. Correct scale practice will help you to understand how dangerous and counterproductive a mechanical approach to technique really is. And it will open before your eyes a whole new realm of piano possibilities, preparing you to play beautiful pieces that you considered unachievable before. Moreover, scale practice is not only super useful, it's also very exciting and captivating. So don't miss the next episodes where I'll describe in detail for each level how we have to practice each scale variation for having maximum benefits and for having fun in the process. At the end, let's quote the masters. The great Russian pianist Emil Gilels used to say, "Every morning I go to my treasure box and I select the most important tools that I rely on every single day. Parallel and contrary motion scales, scales in thirds, tenths and sixths, arpeggios and so on." Franz Liszt, who was famous for his amazing virtuosity, used to say that scales are keys that open the path to any musical piece. My name is Ilinka Vartik, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on pianocareeracademy.com with all the other episodes from our step-by-step scale series. You can join my piano coaching program by clicking on the link in the description box below, and you'll also have instant access to hundreds of other detailed piano playing tutorials that reveal the professional secrets of the Russian piano school via my holistic approach to piano playing, music and lifestyle. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that it will inspire you to start or to resume your scale practice with a fresh perspective. And I'll see you really soon. Bye bye!